Hi my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. I am switching things up today with the Tuesday and Wednesday items because that just worked better for this filming schedule for me to be able to juggle things. So what are we doing today? And what are we not doing today? First, what we're not doing, Scrappiness is Happiness is moved to Wednesday, and my block for the, would you look at Summer Memories? Yes, my block Wednesday. So those two things will be on Wednesday. What are we doing today? The Trunk Show Part 2, the quilts from Summer Memories. And that is the block, and that is the quilt rather, that's on the cover. That's the cover quilt that you see right here. What I'm going to do is I will talk about the quilt. I will then take the camera, go in close so that you can see it up close with the other camera. I'll show you the back. And so you get to see the whole thing for all the quilts from Susan Aki's book. It's so cute and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's really neat to be able to see her quilts in person. Wish she was here too, but she's not. Susan, she's not here. Okay, but before we start, today is Hug a Tree Day or Love a Tree Day. Love it, hug it, whatever. So I would like to see tree quilts. So I'm showing you one from my holiday hoopla. The tree, whoops, yeah, here it is. The tree quilt for holiday hoopla. This is mine, tree quilt. You know, I don't have a lot of, this might be my only quilt that's all trees. And I would really love to do a bigger quilt of all trees, you know, something a little bit larger than this. But this satisfied me to get at least this quilt. Like, so let's see yours today. Let's go. Let's go, go, go. So the first quilt we have up in the book is called Crossroads, and it is 51 by 64 inches, which is, I'm just going to stand next to it. So I'm 5'4" inches, just about. This is not touching the ground, as you can see. It comes down to about my mid calf, you know, so the lower calf. So it is a, whoops, it's rolling. The camera's rolling. Don't want that. So it is a great size for a wall hanging, to throw in the back of the sofa. It's a great quilt that you can, you know, cover up in. Now, not a tall person, but, you know, the average size person. Okay, let me get the other camera and we'll look at it close. So there are super darling cherries quilted in this. The pattern has cherries, the quilting pattern. Look at that. Look how super cute that is. And this is an overall design, so you can see that. And Susan does a really scrappy quilt. She does a lot of different fabrics. She works a lot with Moda so that the fabrics work together. She works with different designers, but you know, even if you're with the same designer, their colors look pretty much, you know, their colors can work together. So that's what she does. And the border fabric has cherries in it, of course. Look how cute that is. And here is the backing, done with like one square or rectangle, and then a wide border. Then she did a top and the bottom to get it longer, and then has this really cute print that has little flags on it. So that is the backing. The binding is the same as the front border. Okay, let's see the next one. This quilt is called Fireworks, and it is 70 by 90, so it's much bigger. It's much longer, so this is for those tall people in your life. Go all the way down there, see? And I'm going to show you the fabrics up close because I think that's really what makes Susan's quilts just what they are, is her fabric selection. So we'll go in with the other camera. As I talked about before, she's using a lot of this light blue. And so you can see here, like, they don't have very many other colors, if any. It's got this medium blue, and I'll take you quick over here. Here's another one. You can see the medium blue. Otherwise, they're white and primary this light blue. Isn't this cool how the intersections for that center star, they pull the background from the four corner stars? I like how she did that. Now let's look at the red. The red is also just things that read really red or have only white, like this one. So because this one has a high amount of white in it, when you look back here, you can see how it sort of sparkles, because you've got some that are really solid, some that have a lot of white, and then the in-between ones. And she doesn't go too orangey. This one's maybe a tad more orange red, but not really. She stays more in that blue red. And that's how this is working. She's got fireworks and stars. Can you see them? Yeah, so there's fireworks and stars for this quilt. Oh, you can really see out here on the border the fireworks. See from there? I think you can see it. Yeah, super cute. So let me show you the back. The back has this larger star. I think that was probably a Minnick Simpson, because they've done that quite a few times in their lines over the many, many years. They've had one fabric with a larger star in it. And so that's probably where that came from. Binding, she used the same fabric, that dot, that she had for the border. On to the next one. Flag Day is 52 by 80. And this one is done with a tumbler block to do the stripes. Now the quilt is designed to hang this way, and I will actually hold it up at the end and hold it as a regular flag. But for you to be able to see it while I'm talking, my rod isn't long enough to do it the lengthwise. So let's take a look at this one up close and see the fabrics that she used. And I want to show you another little feature that is super cool. So here is the blue base, and she didn't use as many fabrics in here. You'll see this particular fabric used often. Take a look. I'm going to scroll back, and you can see that that particular fabric was used a lot, and then she had other ones popping in for like the stars, because you can see that one star is darker, that one star is darker, that one's darker. And those are a little bit different fabric. So the stars are different, but the background, I'm trying to figure it out here, the background is all that one fabric. And then she used the same little pin dot for the stars. Okay, let's take a look at this cool feature of the binding, where she split it red right to the blue, and then did blue binding all along. Oops, probably going too fast there, sorry. Blue binding down, and then change back to red. So it's a red gingham here, and it's that background blue for there. So what about the red and white? They are all different fabrics. And the red is really more light-based reds than dark-based reds. So you can see that there's a lot of white in them, lots and lots of white. This is a white background with a red print. This is like a Christmas feel to me, Nordic feel. There's some tape, you know, little numbers like tape stuff. Some are a little bit white, some are a little bit cream, so you can mix them up. You don't have to, you know, be so crazy. And then everything is super light in the white strips. There's little bits of color, but they're very light color. You're not finding a dark blue. They're all this really pale light blue, done with the tumbler block. So this is the tumbler. So you can purchase that, which has the actual template in there, so that you can cut these stripes with the exact size that you need. Let me hold it up now. So here it is, hanging horizontal, and I just love that. So it's my whole, longer than my arm span. So this would be fabulous on the back of your couch, out on your patio, hanging for an event. Wouldn't this be gorgeous? And then the back she did again with those large stars on cream. And you can see like her color palette is super specific. And that's really what's key to making these quilts. But you can do them in any color palette. You could do those in traditional darker red. You could do the Starfield in navy, and it will be equally stunning. I got another one. Actually, there's 3 more. This is the Lazy Afternoon quilt, and it is 68 by 84. So another one that is super snuggly, exactly the right size for cuddling up on the porch in a chilly summer evening when the sun goes down. We talked about binding. I'm going to show you the binding on this and discuss it while I'm doing the up close. So let me get the up close going, because I want to talk about these fabrics. This is the kind of quilt you have to collect fabrics for, because they're not all going to be out there at the same time in the universe. So there's a lot of fabrics with very light base. She's going again for very much for this blue, this summer medium blue, that's in the different prints like this. But then she has ones that have pops of red, and I know that that's been out a while because I own that one. And there's one that's a little bit more yellow base, has a little bit green in it, so she's not afraid to add in some other colors. Look here, see, that one has a lot more pattern. See, when I pull back, do you see that? See, it has a lot more pattern in it. Same here, so similar, probably that's from the same fabric line. And then the stars are blue and pink. But she's not, what has she got? She's got a whole blue row, a whole pink row. And then down here she alternates, where she's got like a square going. See that? A square with the blue, and then the pink, and then a blue right in the center. But then she has pink and blue straight across on the bottom two and the top two. So there, and now the sashing is all the, is it all the same fabric? No, but it's several of them that are very white. There's not much of several of them that don't have much other pattern in them. So there is how she gets that effect of the white. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so binding, we were talking in the morning about white binding, and here it is. She's got white binding on here, and I think that's super effective on this quilt. It keeps that lightness out on the edge and doesn't make a hard edge on it with a different color binding. Now, what is it quilted in? This is quilted in some big, looks like big puffy, there you go, you can see this one here. Big puffy flowers, round, round, round. So they're super cute. Okay, I'll show you the back. And here's the back of Lazy Afternoon. Do you remember the other day I talked about having a really pale, 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 pale pink? That is kind of the shade that I was thinking about. And then she did like a plus sign with, you know, I don't know, that those are probably some of the fabrics that were used on the front, but they're the same fabric, same two fabrics made for that. Okay, two more. Wow, wow, wow. That's all I can say. This is called Veranda. It's 72 by 72. And it is stunning. It's just stunning. It is just two fabrics and they're solids. So you know what that means? That means you can make this in any two solids. Red and white, blue and white, pink and green, you know, black and white. Oh, wouldn't that look awesome? So there you go. That is just an incredible look. So striking, and it just feels like tiles, like fresh summer tiles, and you know, in the plaza. Just so cool. Okay, let me show you the quilting up close. Okay, here we go. I now have to collect all of this summer blue, you know, just really, really love. It's got these same, I think it's the same flower that I just showed, or very similar. It's not quite the same, it's a different flower. You can see here, see, there's the flower, and then it kind of goes around and got swirlies and things like that. And it has the blue for the binding. There we go. Whoops, can't see it up there too good. Over here, blue for the binding. Let me show you the back. The back is this really cool text print. So it is just like a collage, a text collage. I do have it upside down though, because you can see the writing, even though it's kind of like not, well, it might be real words, but I've got the quilt hanging upside down. But since it's geometric, it doesn't really matter, except when you look at the backing. And the last one is the summer picnic that we're doing as a quilt along. And you recognize the baskets? So there's what, like 4 different styles of baskets. I think she's got them, you know, so they're intermixed, and we've already done whichever one we did. Did we do that one? No, I forgot. But tomorrow we'll have a second basket. At least I will have a second block done. Let me look up close here and show you the fabrics. Here you go, here you go. This is your chance to see the blocks up close. I'm going to do all of them. I'm just going to go down the rows so that you can take a look. I gotta shop. Oh my goodness. I need to do some shopping. I need to have like a whole section for these fabrics. I'm going to channel Susan. So just the coolest stuff. You can tell all the backgrounds are different fabrics. I don't know if she repeats any of them. I'm glancing around here and I'm not noticing a repeat, but within one basket, she's using the same dark, the same red, the same pink, you know, darker blue or medium blue, you know, red, pink. So they're all the same, and then the light is all the same. Oh my gosh, this is testing my knees to get way down here, but I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for you, babe. Okay. This is the bottom row. I may never get up, folks. I just may never get up. Okay. I just love it. Now, I may have seen that one again, but it may have just been one of the other quilts. And the polka dot, so cute. Okay, we're going to get up to look at the quilting. And this is similar to one of the other quilts where it has the swirl. There's actually some pearls in there. You can see the flower. So it's kind of a tighter, smaller scale. And it works really well because the pattern, you know, there's just a lot going on with the quilting. Got that stripe, which is just perfect. Got a gingham for all the squares, the setting stones. And then the border, let me show you. So on the border, there is quilting that says lines all the way out. And then she used the same fabric for the binding. So it seems like that's what she likes to do. Susan seems to like to use the binding as the same fabric as the border for a lot of them. All right, let's look at the back. Well, I'm going to show you the back on camera like this because you can really see the quilting now. Here are some berries and there's leaves. So I can really tell what they are now. So they're leaves with little berries. That's a really nice design. And there's that blue with dots. Okay, I'm going to flip it back around. Well, this has been the most fun day ever here in the Sloan Zone, being able to have Susan Aki's quilts. Thank you, Susan, so much for being so generous to lend me all of your quilts, because you know I love them so much, and if they do not arrive home, don't look here at my house. Don't look. Okay, the big thing too is like my takeaway is like, oh, now I need to make the whole quilt. Remember I kept saying I might just make, you know, one less row, like column. I don't know. Now I'm thinking I have to have the whole thing. And don't go buying all that blue either, because leave some for me, because I'm going to need to buy some blue. If you don't have the book yet, be sure that you pick it up. But Fat Quarter Shop is extremely generous. They are the publisher of this book, and they're giving away 3 copies to my community. So at my website today, you're going to go from the link here in the description box, in the pinned comment, at my Facebook group, at the email you get. Use that link, go right to the very, 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 very end after you see all the other comments, and at the bottom there's a little space where you can enter your comment. And 3 people will win one of the copies of Susan's book. Also, if you missed the video from the other day where I showed part 1, which was all the cross stitch, here is one of the pillows. It smells divine. It has lavender in it. And also, here's what the framed picture from the back. See, from the back. Isn't that cute? Well, my hand's on it. That's no good. There we go. Look how beautiful that is. This is worth doing that fancy little border, you know? Like, I'm a baby cross stitcher, so that's intimidating, but it looks darn pretty. And you need to have her threads. Just want to remind you of all this good stuff. See? You can get the Orifil floss so that you can stitch, and I am going to stitch up one of these. That is next on my agenda. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here and enjoying this trunk show with me. I don't know. This is just the best. I want to make all the quilts, and I've said that right from the beginning, and I want to collect fabric like this. I want to be just like Susan. Oh, so I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you